of $1 million. Who's going to come out of Huset Speedway tonight with the highest winner share of an A main in all sprint car racing history?
We've had a decent year up to this point. Fourth in points, won at Eldora. Obviously, you always hope for better, but also at the same time, we're capable of running up front. I feel like we're right on the edge of it, and we're going to some tracks that are paying some big money this summer that we've run well in the past.
It's a lot of long days, car washes at night, car washes in the morning, and a lot of maintenance on the cars, a lot of changeover from one car to the other. We've had a couple places where we've had to put a new car together. We've had a couple places we've had to change all the bodies and stuff over to the new cars. So yes, it's definitely a lot of work.
All the hard work, it's just like every day these guys are doing this, doing that, whatever it takes to get the car to be as good as it can be.
Oh, it can be trying at times. We've had a lot of equipment problems this year, guys broken down on the sides of the road. Those kind of things are very trying. And you hear about a lot that we are family out here and we take care of one another, but like some families, when we're around one another too much, it gets a little testy sometimes.
It's definitely awesome, like doing what I can to help out, washing the car, scraping mud, doing whatever I can to help out these guys. They work so hard all day, whatever I can.
Middle of June, and we start to get into a bigger part of our year.
I've always wanted for Logan to be the best, and I've always said if you're going to be the best, you got to beat the best, and the best are right behind us here.
This is a tough racetrack because they got two issues. They got to make it wet so it doesn't rubber down, but yet you don't want it too wet so that you got to wait for it to dry a little bit so they can run different grooves in the feature. So it's definitely a trying part on the track promoter and how they do the racetrack.
It's so hard. This sport will eat you up, spit you out, and the biggest thing is having the drive, the passion, and the willingness to put in everything it takes so that Saturday night you're the guy on top.
Up in this area, this part of the country, they love sprint car racing. There's a lot of big names that came out of this part of the country, like Doug Wolfgang and stars of our legends of our sport. It's awesome to have a big event, and it's going to keep improving, getting bigger and better, and just nice to be a part of it.
Die-hard race fans from all over the country have come here to the Huset Speedway. They're all here to witness history as the best drivers in the country race for the biggest payday in the history of the greatest show on dirt, the biggest payday they've ever competed for. $250,000 awaits one driver and team at the end of Saturday night's feature event.
We are green at Huset Speedway on night number 1 of the BillionAuto.com Huset's High Bank Nationals presented by Menards.
Logan Schuchart able to get by Lachlan McHugh. Schuchart now up into the 6th spot. Heavy traffic directly in front of the race leader.
One night in and 3 to go here at the Huset Speedway in Brandon, South Dakota for the second edition of the Huset's High Bank Nationals.
Taking time now from Hanover, Pennsylvania, the Dry Name Duramax, C&D Rigging, Federated Auto Parts, Jacobs Landing Campground, Shark Racing number 1S. This is Logan Schuchart.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Simpson Quick Time Award winner tonight, the driver of the Shark Racing number 1S, Logan Schuchart. Into the back straightaway, Logan Schuchart jumps up to the cushion. He's third and now coming after G-Mac for second.
Off off of turn number 4 to the line. James McFadden wins a thriller at Huset's.
David Gravel second, Buddy Kofoid third, Logan Schuchart fourth, and Jacob Allen in fifth.
Night number 3 of the BillionAuto.com Huset's High Bank Nationals coming up here in just a little bit. We've got the man sitting number 2 in points after the first 2 nights of action. Welcome, Logan Schuchart. Number 2 in points. How do you feel?
Consistency helps. It's nice. You know, a 6th and a 4th. Honestly, I felt a little better the first night. We started 10th, got up to 6th. Last night we started 5th, kind of danced around with 83 car there for a little bit, and I feel like if we could have got by him there in the beginning, you know, we might have had a chance at the win. We kind of raced each other down the front stretch and just didn't beat him in the corner. So that mistake let Gravel get by me, and then just raced our way, you know, kind of followed in line. But consistency helps. It's nice to be sitting second in points. We got another night tonight to go after 20 grand, and sitting pretty to go after 250,000 on Saturday.
Officially halfway through the BillionAuto.com Huset's High Bank Nationals presented by Menards.
From Hanover, Pennsylvania, driving the Dryden Duramax C&D Rigging Federated Auto Parts Jacobs Landing Campground Shark Racing 1S, Logan Schuchart. Schuchart's opening lap, second quick, 11,200. 1-1-2-0-0 on lap number 1 for Logan Schuchart.
We're underway for 20 grand at Huset Speedway. Battle for the race lead off of turn number 4. Give it to Logan Schuchart at the line.
Traffic is heavy in front of the Shark Racing number 1S, and Buddy Kofoid is getting closer. The lead down to about a half a second for Logan Schuchart. Buddy Kofoid closing that gap as they race to the back of the field. Logan Schuchart trying to split the lap cars. Fantastic move out of turn 4 to get by Cy Lynch and Blake Hahn. And drives the high side into 3 and 4. Logan Schuchart wins the 3rd night of the High Bank Nationals at Huset Speedway. He will be the top point man headed into the finale of the BillionAuto.com Huset's High Bank Nationals presented by Menards. And Logan Schuchart set to climb up top to celebrate his first Huset Speedway victory.
I would have thought, you know, if we could have came in this weekend and been in the hunt, starting in the top 10 or in the top 5, I would have been probably pretty happy. It wasn't, you know, coming into this week, it wasn't the track that I felt most confident at this year, you know, of all the big events. But now going into Saturday night, I feel like we're just as fast or just as good as anybody. So big money on the line. Win tonight, feels good just to get a win in general. You know, we've been winless here for a couple months, and but just to get this thing back in victory lane, $20,000 prize, let alone that, and putting ourselves up front for $250,000 feels great. What's up, buddy? Thanks, man. Appreciate it, buddy. Heck yeah, man. Are you cheering?
Yeah,
that's what I'm talking about.
One of the things in here as I'm trying to answer, my hair's raising up on my arms a little bit, thinking about the enormity of something like this.
You know, to win a big race and put your name in the history books, let alone the money won by it and how much it can propel your team forward.
I predicted or thought in the next few years ago it's going to start paying bigger money, and it's starting to do that, and I feel like next year is going to be bigger than this year.
You know, we've won some big races. We won World of Outlaw races, 34, 35 wins, but we're missing some of those crown jewel events, which they're trying to make here at Huset Speedway. So, you know, I feel like to get yourself to, you know, that status of some of these top-notch drivers and, you know, championship status, or, you know, you got to win these big races. So, and not just one of them, but multiple of them. So I'm missing that in my career, and it's you know, something that will mean a lot to me when it does happen, and we're going to keep working hard to make it happen.
$250,000 awaits one driver and team at the end of Saturday night's feature event for the second running of the Huset's High Bank Nationals.
fourth, and Carson Macedo in fifth.
Eldora has been one of my best tracks, my favorite tracks to go to. When a fan asks me what my favorite racetrack is, usually my answer is Eldora. And I wouldn't say, I wouldn't normally have a favorite racetrack, but it's been good to me. I love the facility, I love the racing, and there just happens to be one of the biggest races, well, the biggest race in sprint car history at Eldora this year. So I feel like it's one of our best chances to win the biggest race in my career, the biggest race in sprint car racing, and just looking forward to it. Happy to have that chance and to go after $1 million.